Good morning, my dear students. How are you? I hope you all are fine at home. Welcome back to your English class. So, dear children, let's begin the day with a positive thought, and that is there is no elevator to success. You have to take the stairs. So, my dear students, work hard so that you can achieve success in your life. Okay? So now students, see, the last week we had completed our lesson Sir Lolly's Ghost, and you have been assigned some question answer. Okay, then I hope you all have done it. Let's check the answers very carefully. So our question number 1 was, where did he keep the pillow? Yes, answer is he kept the pillow under his bed. Question number 2 was, what was there in the dormitory? There was a blood-stained pillow in the dormitory. Question number 3 was, what did the boys see when they turned their attention to Arjun? And answer is, they saw that his eyes had turned saucer-shaped with horror. Question number 4 was, why did Rohan go in the kit room? Yes, check your answer. He went to fetch a fresh t-shirt from the kit room. Now question number 5 was, who was the owner of the pillowcase? And answer is, Arjun Krishnan Swami was the owner of the pillowcase. Okay, my dear students. That was all in your previous homework. So now students, take out your course book. See, the last week we had completed our lesson Sir Lolly's Ghost, and today we will do some grammar exercises. So here students, open your page number 86. Here you can see we have a topic vocabulary. You can see here in vocabulary we have verbs with multiple meanings. Here we will use some verbs like come and go in different meanings. Here you can see in the examples, bell-bottom trousers came into fashion in the 1970s. Here we have used came. Now see, the milk has gone sour. Here we use gone. Every time I have to be on stage, my feet go cold. See here, we use again go. I have come to a conclusion. Here we use come. You can see. Now we'll do one exercise. Fill in the blanks in the following sentences by using forms of come or go. Here you can see the two countries have dash to an agreement. Here come will come. The two countries have come to an agreement. Second, you can see most of my time dash in reading novels, goes in reading novels. We will write here goes. Now come on your page number 87. Here you can see again, how did the exam dash question mark. We will write here, how did the exam go. Now fourth is, the time has dash to meet and talk. Here we'll write come to meet and talk. Now question 5, sentence 5 is, this sauce dash well with macaroni, and we will write here goes. This sauce goes well with macaroni. Okay, now you understood the meaning, the usage of go and come in different ways. Very good. So now my dear students, today we will do one very important topic. And what is that? That is reported speech. Okay, now listen it very carefully, because it is very important for you to understand each and everything. Okay, my dear students? So now our topic is reported speech. Okay, now understand, listen it very carefully. Here you can see students, Anusha says, we have one example. Anusha says, I am going for a walk. This is a simple sentence. Now you can see Anusha. If you want to tell someone else what Anusha said to you, you can do it in two ways. We can say Anusha said directly or indirectly. Anusha said, I am going for a walk, or we can say Anusha said that she was going for a walk. Here you can see in the first sentence, this is direct speech because you are using exactly the same words that Anusha said. In the second sentence, that shows reported speech, or you can say indirect speech, because you are using your own words to convey the same meaning. Okay, now here you can see when we use the exact word of the speaker, it is called direct speech. But when we report the speaker's sentence in our own words, it is called indirect speech, or we can say reported speech. So students, look at these two sentences again. And sentence is, first is Anusha said, I am going for a walk. And in second sentence, Anusha said that she was going for a walk. Here, our first sentence is a direct speech, where we have the actual original words of the speakers, and second sentence is our indirect speech. Okay, now we have some differences there. What difference can you see? I will tell you one by one. Very first difference is, you can see in direct speech there is comma after said and quotation marks around the speaker's original words, whereas there are no comma and quotation marks in the direct speech. Okay, now I will tell you the second difference. You can see in indirect speech, the word that is used immediately before the speaker's original words. Direct speech does not have the word that before the speaker's words. Okay, now third difference is the pronoun I is changed to she. Yes, and the fourth difference is am going is changed to was going. Okay, now you can see we have four differences in two sentences. Okay, so students, there are the basic rules of changing direct speech to indirect speech. Here, first one is punctuation. In direct speech, we put quotation marks around the speaker's original words. There are no quotation marks in indirect speech. Then we use that, means use of that. In indirect speech, we use the word that immediately before the speaker's original words. Direct speech does not have the word that before the speaker's words. Okay? After that, we have to change the pronouns. The pronouns are changed in an appropriate way. You can see I will change into he, she, me, him, her, my, his or her, mine, his or hers, we, they, us, them, are, their, ours, theirs. The pronoun you is a little tricky because we must infer whom it refers to before we change it.